All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Horimiya, episode 2.
All
Okay,
right.
that first episode sped us through a lot of stuff that we might have otherwise taken a long time in a romantic comedy. But these characters are a lot more, emotionally mature and stuff than, a lot of high schoolers their age. While still being high schoolers.
Yeah, they're not going to be judging people based on things that others might.
They're
going to
things
be,
that don't matter, quite frankly.
Yeah, they're going to be, if anything, connecting on the areas that the two of them would typically be hiding from the outside world.
And indeed communicating about things, like when they get frustrated or jealous or things like that. Sometimes even communicating about things that the other person wished they wouldn't. Like, I don't think we'd make a good couple. Yep.
Yeah. So let's watch the show and find out, would they make a good couple? Yeah. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion. All right, another sweet, wholesome episode.
Yep.
We get a really cool side of Mia, specifically in this episode, in that when he saw that Hori was getting kind of taken advantage of, kind of being used in this manner,
he stood up for
very quickly was like, no, not only am I just going to be like, no, this is not cool, and I have the papers here, I'm just gonna headbutt this asshole. I really don't like the way he's doing this here. So what I think that says here is that he's got like a very just, I don't know, take charge, go and do the thing kind of personality here. But the fact that he followed it up again because he thought that Sengoku had dirt on her.
Right.
He went and traumatized the guy.
We don't get to know what he said.
We don't know what he did or said.
Maybe he just showed him the tattoos and was like, I'm dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. I have ties to the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Like, if you pull any shit like that again.
They won't even find your body.
Yeah. I'll go after your family. Oh my god, no. Buddy.
Escalation, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But I also love the way in which we see that he is a very attentive person in addition to that. Because noticing that this was a situation that wasn't good for Hori, that makes sense. Like, her friends were able to understand that as well, rather quickly. But he also pays attention to the things of what's popular these days. He's like, she didn't answer that question.
Right.
She kind of...
And she seemed kind of maybe insecure about that, or
So I'm gonna help her out.
Right.
Rather than pushing that issue. Here you go. Here's some of the music that I like that's also kind of popular.
Yep.
So, sure.
Teaching you a little bit about me, but also making you feel like you're a bit more connected to, the world and, what the kids are into these days.
And we met Hori's mom.
Which I'm very glad we got.
I'm really excited about this because it's an interesting bag here. She was very accepting of Mia.
Yep.
She did not bat an eye. She was like, "Ooh, if anything, okay, boy,
right.
Good job, Kyoko."
Is he cool?
Is he cool? Right. He's actually like a villain from a detective. And she was like, "Wait,
hold on, he's your friend,
right?" Yeah. I loved that because then her imagination showed him in the dark suit with a knife, and it's just like, yeah,
it's.
Kind of fits a little.
Yeah, right. It fits, but some key important details are different,
But also, his personality, though. He's sweet. He's quiet. He's a bit tender. He's also a bit of an awkward boy.
Yes. Constantly, without realizing it, twisting the knife in Toru's heart of, oh yeah, she rejected you, dude. Oh, maybe she has a crush on that guy. Oh, oh man.
Yeah, there's this attentiveness that is noticeable for Hori. He's very noticeably attentive towards her. But then he is also sometimes
misses things.
Yeah, he misses the mark on certain things with regards to other people. So it's
even though in the last episode he said, I don't think we'd make a good couple, he definitely does care a lot about her. So
Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing where you can tell that his thing is the it's not like we're dating or anything, and her thing is the baka, like
right.
like that's the barrier we're dealing with.
Like
here. That's literally the most typical barrier. But hey, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just maybe with your fast pacing, like put some machine gun bullets through this barrier so we can get at least some light coming through here.
Yeah, because the more and more this show goes on, the more and more I'm like, maybe my thing of saying that these characters are really emotionally mature wasn't quite accurate.
Right. They're still high schoolers. They're still second years.
Right, and they're about to be third years, which is good to know.
Which is cool.
And that is cool, because there are a lot of things that in hand with the fast pace of the show, kind of speeds through, but not like goes through quickly, more like just sidesteps things that could take up needless amounts of time. Like,
yeah, it's a weird kind of like comparison too, because like some of the drama, it's like, ooh, this could lead to some good.
We're not gonna do that. Like,
done.
The whole thing with the mom. Anytime parents get involved in romantic comedy, like especially high school romantic comedies, I mean most are high school romantic comedies in anime, but I get very excited because it's the oh boy, like meeting the parents one in general in any kind of relationship is a pretty big step, but it's also the let's get someone with a higher emotional IQ,
more experience
in relationships, absolutely, because they somehow managed to make at least one work.
Lived longer, so therefore they have more experience in everything, basically.
And they've watched their kid grow up, so they know how they function and think and things like that. So they'll be able to be like, here's the situation, right? But they didn't actually spend that much time on Hori's mom. There was the whole gag with the getting the first name and everything, and I love that they skipped past it. But then Hori's mom did kind of the really nice thing in a way of being like, but I'm not going to butt in too much. I'm just going to leave, and you guys can have fun together, right?
I got what I wanted, which was a one-on-one interaction with him.
Exactly.
And now I'm out. And the way he said that he got, like, such a very good, just respectful, peer-based vibe from her was wonderful because, well, for Hori, it's something where her mom is not trying to intimidate him in any way.
Yes.
She's being accepting in that regards. But that's also a thing that is really important for Mia, based on the way that she interacted with him, Hori interacted with him in the beginning as well. He's like, oh, okay, I can be myself here.
Right, no judging. Good. And that's communicated alongside the joke of the, oh, she spoke my name in a very respectful way, right?
Right, yes.
Not giving Hori the information that she actually wants.
Right, I haven't been addressed that way since 6th grade.
Also, there's a level of playfulness that I get from the mom that makes sense anytime you have, a kid in high school and it's like, ooh, a person that they might like. But then also, she gets the one-on-one conversation with Mia that Hori didn't want her to have, and then immediately skedaddles so that Hori can't question her of like, wait, what did you guys talk about? Hold on, what happened? Nope, she's gone. Like,
yeah, I want to bring up the idea that there were like multiple levels of like indirect things explained about the mom in this episode, but the one that I feel like is really glaringly obvious is Hori kind of might possibly resent her mom, and there's some subtle things going on here. One, Hori does most of the housework, and takes care of Sota. That's a whole package right there. But secondly, mom is not usually around, and
the one thing we got of her in the first episode is, sorry, can't come home again tonight. Working overtime, and it's the, oh yeah, this is fairly normal,
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah. She kind of has like I've been through this song and dance before. But then there's the other thing of the fact that when she's around, Hori is strangely like kind of guarded.
Right.
She's got like her defenses up in this kind of weird way where she's like, Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say this is resentment necessarily, except there was another thing teased in the first episode, was that when she was going to grab Sota and everything, she was kind of looking around at all these places and people, girls having fun, her age. And there's this slight feeling of like, oh, she maybe wishes she could go to that place or go and do shopping with the girls and stuff like that.
The fact that,
but she doesn't have the time to.
Right. The fact that she has a double life like the fact that she wears a different face at school, could be that it's just, oh, I don't want people to find out about this other side of me. That's, oh, it's so embarrassing. It's not as pretty or whatever, right? It's not as appealing. Or it could just be that the reason that she finds it unappealing is because she didn't choose it in the first place. It was done out of necessity, right? So then it's I'm going to take back as much agency as I can by making sure that I'm actively not like that when I'm, in my regular day-to-day life.
And also we now have evidence to put forth that she is one that can be taken advantage of when it comes to acts of service. So she has the student council who comes to her specifically because there's a bit of a beef thing going on with their past, and that Hori used to bully him. It's like, and of course, I could totally have seen her as that middle school bully.
Absolutely. And the romantic comedies in high school and anime, a lot of the times will feel the need to introduce a villain. And I oftentimes
hate that.
I hate when it happens
so much.
You can make it work, but it is unnecessary.
Please don't.
90% of the time in my mind, right? And in this situation, it's like, ooh, is this a bully type character? Is it a love rival? No. Antagonistic force. All right, cool. But no. Yeah, we have it for an episode.
Just sad.
Turns out, quite frankly, I think it's fairly justified. Like he was maybe laying it on a bit thick when he was kind of publicly humiliating her and stuff. But when the evidence of what actually happened was brought up, the ire was turned away. He didn't try and deflect off of it or whatever, right? So while there might have been some bias, it wasn't, wholehearted, like vindictive, whatever. Yeah. But then also the idea of, no, you were awful to me. How does it feel?
Right? Yeah. Goes around, comes around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think that in a lot of ways, this is a fun, also like different side to Hori in that, well, she wasn't always that likable.
Yep.
And I gotta say, I think that Hori in a lot of ways has grown out of that.
Sure.
In almost every way, except you can still see slightly little bits at times where she's like not bullying Mia, but kind of giving him that like almost classic tsundere thing of the no, like shut up, no.
Well,
if you laugh, well then you'll get mad at me. Yes, I will. Exactly. And it's
so where's the logic in that? Like,
right.
I hate the term subverting expectations, but I feel like this show does it in some really fun ways. They have
really simple ways,
they have the antagonist that comes in, is resolved in the one episode, isn't going to be an ongoing antagonist, and in fact might be a fun side character for here on out.
Maybe just another couple that maybe they go on a double date with.
Right, exactly. The tsundere character, actually, there was maybe not, for the whole series or whatever, but there was a portion of her life where she was just awful.
Yeah, she was mean.
Yeah.
And it was because they were childhood friends.
Yep.
And probably because at some point they both like crushed on each other a little bit.
Yeah, who knows? Right. Something along those lines.
That just makes sense in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But the point is that, he's got a chip on his shoulder because she did bully him. So now,
what goes around comes around.
Yeah, and now, of course, Mia's not going to let this happen anymore.
Right. And he doesn't know the story, so of course he goes in to be like, no, seriously, you were...
Dude, you're stepping over the line.
Right, that has got to stop, and I'm going to make sure it stops. Good on you, Mia.
Good on you, buddy.
Right? My personal favorite of the subversions is Hori peeping on the guys.
Yes.
That was great. I love it. Like, that was...
She was like, come on. You guys are useless.
Right. Like, you're like guys and close to each other and stuff. It doesn't mean anything if you guys use each other's names, first names. It just means you're close or whatever. Like
you'll see each other's dicks, but you won't call each other by your first names. You're like, bro, you're hung quite well. It's like, oh yeah, thanks, man. It's like,
thank you,
Mr.
Something.
Something.
Right.
Kurosaki-kun, wow,
I was thinking that too. Oh my god. Apparently, we both have a very high expectation in our minds of Ichigo's penis. There are points when it's like this.
We share one brain cell.
Right. If you ever doubted we were brothers. I get it, and it's where is any connection from Bleach to this?
Nothing.
Oh my god!
But okay, but the mom thing, that could be recurring, because I want to bring up that the mom skipping out could just be another example of her trying to leave all the potential, things and stuff to Hori.
Yeah.
And I will say, I smell 2 tropes that this reinforces, and this is one with regards to certain things of romance that I actually think could be a negative for this story. And I'll bring this up. One is that Mia has almost no serious flaws. All of his flaws are superficial. True. He is a very almost wish fulfillment-y kind of boyfriend.
Other people see me this way.
Yeah. Next thing is that Hori is so good at what she does, but other people demand too much of me. And I'm like, okay. Okay. I see where the wish fulfillment kind of comes into here. So I'm gonna predict that Hori's main conflict is going to be about basically this thing of doing what she wants.
Sure.
And that is one of the most classic girl empowerment kind of things and stuff like that.
Vanilla's a good flavor.
Yeah. But Mia, I hope he has some legitimate conflict struggle that he has to go through.
Yeah.
Because
we got a bit of his home life, and I'm optimistic for that.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we get his aunt or someone like that? Thought we got.
I don't think so. No.
Oh.
No. His whole thing is his family runs a cake shop. That's
right.
That's all we've got. No, the big thing with Mia is that people might see him as less than if they see his tattoos or his piercings or stuff like that.
That's basically.
But
just
I want to see that come up. I want to see that actually come up, because the OP puts a picture in our mind of what it would be like for these people if their other sides came out. There's all this imagery showing them I think it was
the huge
Mia,
stone above the person's head.
The stone above the person's head. I think it was Mia. He was in a pipe tunnel of sorts, and he was crying or something.
Yeah.
I want to see that stuff get brought up.
Yes. Same.
Yeah. But again, it's still the beginning, so we're introducing characters.
One other thing that I just realized is that the whole thing with Hori's mom might actually be an explanation for why she's so sun. So walk with me here.
Okay, yeah, I'm following, yeah.
In the case of her mom, and then also with the student council president, it's situations where for reasons she felt like she could not voice her frustrations.
Okay.
Right? Because with the mom, it's you're working to provide for us and things like that, right? So she kind of puts up with it, even though there's, she wants to know about the popular music and go out, hang out with friends and things like that, right?
Okay.
And then in the case of the principal, I was kind of awful to you, so now I'll just sort of bear this burden, okay, that's right, I kind of have to deal with this, right? And then so with, maybe that's the reason why with other characters, she then overly expresses her negative emotions and feelings, because she doesn't get a chance in other situations.
But she doesn't do that at school. That's literally just
just with
Mia.
him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think that that's wrong necessarily. I just feel
it's incomplete.
No. I feel like it's just well, I guess incomplete kind of works, but basically you're I feel like you're touching the tip of an iceberg.
Right.
But it doesn't explain anything. It's just more of
it's a working theory,
Yeah, it's a string that you're pulling.
Right, exactly.
And I feel like you're gonna pull onto something.
Yeah.
But now the big part is that is the alternate side of her that is hidden. So you're probably right in that it only gets released
in very certain circumstances.
Hence
why it being more dramatic,
maybe not enough.
Right, exactly. And that could be conflict for her.
Sun problem kind of thing there.
Yep.
Sorry, Sundares, y'all just need to take care of your mental health. That's the thing. This Sundere is that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have certain Sundares that I like. Certain Sundares.
In fiction or in real life?
In literal fiction.
Okay.
Not
all right. Yeah.
Ever in real life.
Because that's the thing. In real life, it's just
Sundere is not. No.
No.
Yeah. It's just the bully, basically.
Yeah, or just someone who's really, really terrible with communicating their feelings.
Right. And that's the main thing. A tsundere that communicates her feelings like openly, and still gets
but like messy, like
yeah. That's awesome.
Awesome, way to go.
Awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah, the big problem is more the lack of communication.
If you require a translator to basically say, let's what you really want to say,
when
but
she
won't.
punches him in this way, what she really means.
Yeah,
exactly. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.